So there's one idea that every elite entrepreneur that you can think of has used to help them blow up their business, build their dream life, and get everything that they've ever wanted. It's what I've used to build my own business to multiple six figures, and it's one of the most powerful techniques that we use at selfmastery.co to help our clients take themselves and their business to that next level. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that idea is, so that you can use it to blow up your business, build your dream life, and become an elite entrepreneur. So to start, let's look at the one thing that holds back every business, and it's not the market, it's not the business itself, it's not competition, it's the entrepreneur. And if you want to grow your business to $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, or $1 million a month, understanding this and how to reduce the limitations that you oppose on your business is crucial, and it's going to allow you to continually improve and grow your business. What you have to understand is that the entire business that you run is based off the entrepreneur's actions and decisions. Now, if the entrepreneur, so let's say this is you, the entrepreneur, over here is your business, okay? If the entrepreneur, you, makes good actions and good decisions, your business is good, your business will grow, you'll make more money. But if you take negative actions and make negative decisions, your business won't grow, it'll be negatively affected. So, let me give you a few examples. If you're at, let's say, 10K a month and you want to grow to 50K a month or 100K a month, a lot of people, their first thought is that they need to do more products or they need to have new offers or something like that, okay? That is actually a bad decision, okay? Because when you have more offers, what happens is you go from having a singular focus, which got you to 10K a month, okay? And then you add in more offers, and what happens is you actually just split your focus in all these different directions, and chances are you're not going to grow your business, and actually you're probably going to fuck your business over and you'll end up not growing. So that is a bad decision or a bad action. Now, let me give you another example. If you send 100 cold emails a day, but you haven't signed a client in like 6 months or whatever, but you continue to, do cold emails without looking at what the problem is and why you're not signing clients, again, that is you making a bad decision, taking bad actions, which is going to negatively impact your business. Because if you keep doing something that's not working, it's not going to magically start working. You have to change something and make a positive decision, a positive action to positively grow your business. Or, another one which is incredibly common is maybe you work with your phone beside you. So you here, right, you sit down to work, you choose to sit with your phone beside you. That's a negative decision, which is going to lead to a negative action because you're going to eventually get distracted and pick it up, which is going to ruin your work quality, ruin your productivity, all the rest, negatively impacting your business because you're not producing good enough work to get good results. But how can you make sure you make the right decisions and take the right actions to actually grow your business? Well, when it comes to the entrepreneur, I shouldn't have rubbed you out, I should have kept you, right? There are two factors that actually impact the quality of your decisions and actions. The first is your paradigm, which we're going to use as represent with this big circle, okay? So this is your paradigm. And now what your paradigm is the lens through which you view the world. It's the beliefs you have both about yourself and the world. And if it's full of limiting beliefs, so if it's full of, a pile of inaccurate mental models and beliefs that hold you back, then the actions that you take, so let's go actions and decisions, okay, are going to be negative because the lens through which you view the world isn't correct. It's limiting, it's holding you back, and it's full of incorrect mental models which influence your actions and decisions, therefore meaning your actions and decisions are negative, which means down the line your business is negatively affected. So if you ignore my amazing art skills and you just look at the fact that there's 3 pairs of glasses here, the best way to think about your paradigm or your beliefs and models of the world is through the glasses, okay? So imagine everyone has to wear a pair of glasses, right? Some people wear red glasses, some people wear blue glasses, some people wear clear glasses. Imagine you wore a pair of red glasses and somebody asked you, what color is the sky? What you're going to answer is going to be red because everything you see is through your red tinted glasses, therefore the sky looks red to you. Now that doesn't seem like too big of a deal, does it? But imagine you came up to a sign that was green and was telling you to keep going, to move forward. But if you wore a pair of red glasses, you would see that green sign as red. Therefore, that is a bit more of an issue. You're being told to keep going, but because you see the sign as red, you're going to stop. And now that is a bit more of a problem because your glasses are now holding you back. What you have to understand, right, is that you cannot act outside of your beliefs. Hence, the pair of glasses that you choose to wear impact your decisions and actions, hence your business. So for example, maybe you, which is very common in business, is you're convinced that selling is bad, okay? This is quite a common belief around people, that they link selling with that typical sleazy car salesman that pushes you to sell, when in reality, that's not what selling's about. But anyway, that's for another video. What happens is, if you have this limiting belief around selling, is that you will never actually market or try to sell your product or service, because you don't believe selling is a good thing. So you won't do it. And hence, when you don't market or sell, nobody knows you exist, and so you don't grow. Or maybe you've got a fear of failure, right? And so you set a 20 task to-do list instead of a 3 task to-do list. You chase 5 goals instead of 1 goal. You procrastinate and you spend all day planning instead of taking action, all because these things, 20 tasks instead of 3 tasks, 5 goals instead of 1, planning instead of taking action, they make it seem like you're less likely to fail. They reduce the perceived chance of failure, but what they actually do is make you more likely to fail. So if you remember this here from earlier, right? If you focus on one thing, you can put all your effort and energy into this one thing, therefore you're more likely to succeed. But if you have a fear of failure, what it does is cause you to focus on, 100 different things. Therefore, you're splitting your effort, attention, and focus, and therefore you're less likely to succeed. Now, what this really means is that your glasses represent your subjective and objective thinking, okay? So, subjective thinking is where you think and view the world based on the beliefs that you have. Now, the beliefs you have are typically formed through childhood and just through repeated experience. They're no real fault of your own, but it is your responsibility to remove the beliefs that hold you back. Whereas objective thinking is viewing reality through facts and without bias, at least without as much bias as possible, because you can never be 100% objective, because we are humans. We all have beliefs and models of the world that will influence the way we make actions and make decisions. But the idea is, right, you see your tinted glasses. Your tinted glasses represent subjective thinking, okay? So these are subjective. So when you wear tinted glasses, you see reality through the tinted color of those glasses, which is a limited view of the world, and it's not an entirely accurate view of the world. Your clear glasses, on the other hand, right? See your clear glasses? If I could draw, it'd make this video a lot better, but your clear glasses represent clear thinking. They represent objectivity, so objective thinking, so that you can actually view reality as it is without the tinted lens of the glasses impacting your actions and decisions. So the goal is to be objective. Your goal is to remove the tint of your glasses so that you can see clearly and make more accurate decisions and take better actions so that you can grow your business. Now, what we can do with all of this is that we can apply the systematic law of the universe. Now, the systematic law of the universe is where every output, everything that happens, is a result of an input. So for something to happen, you have to do a certain input. If you do this input, you get this output. If you do this different input, you get this different output. Pretty simple. But what this means is that if you want to change the output, you first have to change the input. So you cannot change the output without changing the input. And now when you bring this back to your paradigm or your beliefs, your paradigm or beliefs, so let's use right beliefs because it's shorter, but paradigm beliefs, same thing for this context. Your beliefs are the input. Your actions and decisions are the output. Now, if you apply the systematic law of the universe, obviously, now this is a very simplified form of a system, because with systems, there's feedback loops, there's environment, there are processes in between. For the example of our beliefs, our paradigm and actions and decisions, the process is pretty much your brain and neurons firing to act out those beliefs in your actions and decisions, but we don't need to worry about that right now. So if your beliefs are your input and your actions and decisions are your output, remember, you cannot change the output without changing the input. So if you're not getting the results that you want, if your business isn't growing, you need to change your actions and decisions. You need to do different things. Pretty simple, right? Now, if you need to do different things, which is the output, to change that, you cannot change it, at least in the long term, without first changing the input, which is your beliefs. So to change your actions and decisions, you have to change your paradigm, your beliefs, the way you view the world and the way you view yourself. So, if you never market yourself because you believe, selling is bad or marketing is bad, you need to actually change your beliefs around yourself. Now, I'm going to draw business down here. It should be over here, but I don't have room on the whiteboard. So if we have your business down here, right? If you don't believe in marketing or sales, or you believe that it's bad, or you have this limiting belief that you don't even know you have around it, what's going to happen is you're going to take negative actions and negative decisions, right? Which is going to negatively impact your business because you have a negative belief. So if you want to actually grow your business, what you have to do is you have to start at the source, which is the beliefs. You have to remove your limiting beliefs and replace them with positive ones. For example, around sales, you think sales is good. You realize that sales is helping people make the right decision that will improve their lives the best and the most, which is what sales really is when it's done right. That way you can take better actions and decisions and actually sell and market your product or service to help people, and therefore you grow your business. Or if you never set a clear and specific goal and instead chase 5 goals at once and you procrastinate your important work, you need to change your negative beliefs around failure so that you can actually commit, which is an action decision, to one specific goal, stop putting off the work, and so you can actually focus on one thing and make progress, therefore positively impacting and growing your business. So now if you want to actually remove these limiting beliefs, change your paradigm so that you can grow your business, there are 3 things you need to do. Okay, so we obviously want to remove limiting beliefs because I'll draw this up here, but your paradigm or beliefs go into your actions and decisions, which go into your business. Okay, so if we want to grow our business, we have to change our actions and decisions. Okay, but to change our actions and decisions, we have to change our paradigm and beliefs. So we want to remove the limiting beliefs that are making us view the world subjectively so that we can view it objectively, make better actions and better decisions. So if we bring back our paradigm, which is this big circle, your paradigm is based on the beliefs that you have around the world. So let's say you have limiting beliefs around, selling is bad, maybe failure should be avoided, and money is scarce. Now, remember, if we have limiting beliefs in our paradigm, which is negative, that means we will take negative actions and decisions, which means our business will be negatively affected and it won't grow, or at least grow the way we want it to grow. So the idea with this is if we want to improve our business, we obviously have to remove negative actions and decisions, which means we have to remove negative paradigms or beliefs. So the more that we can remove these beliefs that are negatively affecting our paradigm, the more that we remove these negatives up here, okay? That way we remove subjectivity and we become more objective, allowing us to take actions which are more in line with the reality of the world and how the world actually works so that we can grow our business. So the first step to really rewiring or removing limiting beliefs is identify the belief, okay? Now, in all honesty, there is no real easy way to identify limiting beliefs. The best way to do it is to just look for the ways you talk to yourself, because often your limiting beliefs manifest through the way you talk to yourself and the things you think and the things you say. So for example, if you see someone else in your market growing and you're not growing, you might say, wouldn't that be nice? Or if you see someone with a fancy car, a really expensive watch, ton of money, you might say, if only. Things like that show that you have a scarcity mindset or some other limiting belief. But from working with entrepreneurs to help them reprogram their mind and optimize their performance at selfmastery.co, I have found that pretty much every entrepreneur has 2 limiting beliefs, okay? Those 2 limiting beliefs are around scarcity and failure. They want to avoid failure and they believe money and success is scarce. So I can guarantee you that if you work on removing these 2 limiting beliefs, you're going to have a massive benefit in your business, because you'll open the realm of opportunity in terms of actions and decisions that you can take. What you want to do after you've identified them, or in this case, just use those 2 that I gave you and start removing them, is you want to write down the juxtaposition. So juxtaposition is pretty much just a fancy way of saying like contrast and compare. So the biggest way to contrast something is to identify the opposite and write down the opposite. So what we want to do here is write down the opposite version of your limiting belief. So if your limiting beliefs are around scarcity and failure, you want to write down the opposite of them in a very specific way. So for example, if you believe money is scarce, you would want to write down money is abundant, it flows to me effortlessly and easily, and I feel at ease knowing that I will always have more money than I could ever need. Okay, you want to be really detailed, and the main important part about doing this, writing down these juxtapositions, is that you include the feeling that you would have. I feel at ease knowing I have more money than I would ever need. Or if you fear failure, you would want to write something like, failure is a learning opportunity. I embrace it when it appears, and I don't let it discourage me. Instead, I look to learn and improve from it. I feel amazing knowing that fear is nothing but a stepping stone to my goals. Okay? Now, once you have written down your juxtaposition, the third step is to create your own personal manifesto. Now, what the manifesto is pretty much a document where you're saying who you are, but you don't want to just write about yourself as you are. You want to write about yourself as the person you need to become to achieve your goals. You want to write about the version of you that is capable of achieving the goals that you have for yourself. You want to write about their habits, their beliefs, their routines, their schedule, their life. And also you want to write this in the third person, okay? You want to write this as if, for me, I would say Ross is. So for example, I could write something like, Ross Harkness is a world-class entrepreneur, writer, and thinker. Ross is the go-to performance expert for entrepreneurs. He is known as the best because he is the best. Nobody comes close. And when they think of self-mastery and performance, they think of Ross. He shares ideas that make people think and encourages the pursuit of progress and mastery. Ross is ruthless with his time and doesn't let anybody hold him back. He has high standards for himself and doesn't skip his non-negotiables. He trains hard. He trains daily. He eats clean. Ross spends his days reading, training, writing, thinking, and fulfilling his clients' work. You then want to go on and write about all the other habits, obviously, that the person you need to become would have. But then you want to write about the beliefs, the way they view the world, the routines they have, their daily schedule. So what they do from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to sleep, and then other areas of your life. So family, house, cars, bank account, all the rest. What you essentially want to do here is write about the version of you that is capable of achieving the goals that you have, but write about them in every single area of life. Okay, so habits, routines, beliefs, money, lifestyle, every area, and be as detailed as possible. So once you've done that, once you've created your manifesto, what you want to do is create your reprogramming protocol. Your reprogramming protocol, right? I'll put it out into, so, this is a big page. Imagine this is a big page, right? What you want to do is you want to put your manifesto in at the top of the page, and let's say it takes up 3/4 or half of the page, whatever. You then want to take every single thing you wrote about in the manifesto, so all the habits, all the beliefs, all the routines, all the actions, everything you wrote about in the manifesto, and you want to turn it into an affirmation that you write below your manifesto. So you might have a list of 30 or 40 affirmations. Now, when you're writing about your affirmations, you want to write it like you wrote your juxtaposition. You're saying, I have, I am, I do, as if it's in the present moment, and how you feel. You need to include the emotion. So I feel proud knowing that I start my day every day doing my most important task. Something like that, right? Now you want to do that for every single thing in your manifesto. You then want to write underneath your affirmations, your juxtapositions, because these juxtapositions are pretty much just more affirmations, removing the specific limiting beliefs that you have. Now here's the important part. What you have to understand about beliefs are that beliefs are formed through repeated experience. To rewire our beliefs, we want a repeated experience. So we want to read this every single morning and every single night. That creates a repeated experience, okay? Because here's the thing, right? If I wipe all this off, if we take it back to our paradigm, so here's your paradigm, and if we view it from a systems perspective again, paradigm is the output. What our paradigm is made up of are our beliefs. Okay, so your paradigm is literally just a collection of beliefs you have about yourself and the world. Now, we have to then ask, what forms beliefs? Well, beliefs are formed, hopefully you can see this up here. Yeah, you should be able to. Repeated experience. So when you're as a child, all the repeated experiences of your parents arguing over paying the bills forms this experience that money is scarce. You don't have a lot of money, creating a limiting belief around money scarcity affecting your paradigm. So if we want to rewire our paradigm so that we can change the actions and decisions that we take, we have to change our beliefs. We change our beliefs through repeated experience. So there's 3 types of experience. So experience includes talk from others. It includes actions in reality, so things you actually experience that you either do or see. And it also includes your thoughts. So that is the likes of self-talk, which is why that is one of the best ways to identify your limiting beliefs. What happens is, over time, through, just going through life, like I gave the example earlier of scarcity. Let's say, once a year, every year for the first 15 years of your life, your parents had a massive argument about money, about paying the bills. Each of them racks up a tally, okay? So let's say you have 15 tallies in your life of scarcity. What we want to do to remove that scarcity from our paradigm so that we can take better actions and make better decisions is we want to pretty much just counteract that scarcity with the opposite, which is abundance. Now, we want to look at how we rewire beliefs. If we rewire beliefs through repeated experience, we want at least 16 big examples of repeated experience that prove money is abundant. If we look at experience comes from either talk from others, actions, or thoughts. The easiest one here to control and to create experience is thoughts. So all we have to do is create, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 16 pieces of experience that abundance of money is out there, and that is true, and therefore that will overtake that belief of scarcity, changing our paradigm, and therefore the actions and decisions that we can take in life and make. Now, you might be thinking, but Ross, how is talking to myself and reading this reprogramming protocol going to rewire my beliefs? Well, quite simply, your thoughts create experience. 2 examples: memories. If you close your eyes right now and you think of an impactful moment in your life, a memory that you have, you will feel all the feelings that you felt at the time. You will experience all the same thoughts and emotions and potentially even smell the same smells. That is an experience that you're creating in your mind just from your thoughts, okay? Another example is placebo. So if you take a group of people, split them into 2 groups, give one of the groups an actual pill, tell them it has this certain side effect, and then you give another group a sugar pill and tell them that it has the same effects as the group who actually got the pill. Both groups will experience the same effects, despite one of the groups literally just getting sugar. The reason for this is because the people who got the sugar pill actually believed that they were going to get these effects. Okay, so their thoughts literally dictated and changed their physiology. Your thoughts create experience. We want to create experience through reading our reprogramming protocol to rewire our beliefs so that we can change our paradigm, change the actions and decisions that we take in life. Now, by doing all of this, everything we've covered and rewiring your beliefs, you're going to remove one of the factors that cause entrepreneurs to limit their business. Now, of course, there can be a lot more to this. It's a lot more in depth. So if you want me to make an entire video breaking down this whole entire process, going into more depth, let me know in the comments below. I'll happily do that. But remember, there's 2 factors that affect the quality of your decisions in business. And the second factor is the skill of the entrepreneur. Now, don't go clicking away just yet because it is not as simple or as obvious as it sounds. And without knowing the 2 components that actually go into skill, you're always going to be limiting your business, okay? So where's my blue pen, right? Skill, okay? Let's cover how to build skill and stop holding your business back. Skill is simply defined as the ability to do something well. Quite simple, right? Just do something well and therefore you have a high level of skill in that thing. But what if your skill lacks? So if you have low skill, what happens is you have low work quality, and therefore if you have low work quality, you have low results. Low results means business doesn't grow, okay? For example, if you are terrible at copywriting, if you have really low skill in copywriting in your business, what's going to happen is your sales page will be crap, your cold emails will be crap, your content will be crap. It'll be low quality because you have low skill in copywriting. Therefore, the results you get from your VSL, from your sales pages, from your emails, etc., will be low. Therefore, your business will not grow. Or, if you are terrible at building systems, therefore you have low quality systems, or you don't even have systems, your results are going to be stagnant, because without systems you can't scale past a certain point. Therefore your business will stay stuck where it is. Basically, you want to flip all these and, build your skills so that you can improve your work quality, so that you can improve your results and improve your business. But that creates the question of, how do we improve skill? And like I said, it's not as simple or as obvious as it may first seem, okay? So with skill, there are two components. The first component is that's too big. The first component is the size of the container, okay? The size of the container pretty much represents the potential amount of skill that you can have. You then have the second component, which is the amount of water in the container, which pretty much represents the actual level of skill that you do have. So with this, because there's two components, the size of the container, the potential skill, and the volume of water in the container, so the amount of skill, there are two ways we can improve our skill. We can either improve the size of the container, so improve size, so improve the amount of potential skill that we could have, or we can improve the amount of water in the container. Therefore, we improve the actual volume and the amount of skill that we have. Now, if we look at this, what does the size of your container represent? The size of your container represents your knowledge, because the more knowledge you have, the more knowledge you can potentially apply to your craft and therefore have higher level of skill. But the reason it is only potential is because if you don't actually apply the skill, it's wasted. So it's only potential. Now, what your volume of water represents is practice. So the more you practice, the more you actually build up your level of skill in the real world, in reality, hence adding water to the container. So for example, with knowledge, you can read all the books in the world, take all the courses in the world, but if you don't actually take sales calls, if you don't actually, send cold emails, if you don't actually do the thing, the actual physical thing, if you don't take action, you're wasting all this potential knowledge that you have because you're not adding water into the container. Now, this is a massive trap that entrepreneurs fall into all the time. They typically just, they will learn just through productive procrastination, take courses, hire mentors, hire coaches, watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, but never actually apply any of it. So it's just wasted and their potential is not utilized. The other thing that they do is that they practice, right? And then eventually they practice so much, but they can't add any more water into the container because they're not also increasing their knowledge. They're not learning. So therefore, they don't actually have any room to improve because they're not expanding the knowledge base. And your knowledge base, practice pretty much applies knowledge. And if you're not improving your amount of knowledge, all the practice is not applying any extra knowledge. Therefore, it doesn't get used and it's pretty much pointless, okay? So low skill is pretty much because either the entrepreneur has no knowledge or low knowledge or low practice or both. Now, if we look at these more deeply, there are typically 3 reasons that skill is low. So there is, let me get out a different pen. So you have low knowledge or low practice or both, typically because of time. So, if you are new to the game, of course your skill level is going to be low because you haven't been in the game long enough to improve your knowledge or practice enough to actually get high skill. So, you have to be the fool before you can become the master. And there's really not much you can do here if time is your limiting factor. You just have to keep showing up. And with time, now that you know that you have to improve knowledge and skill, you can just improve over time. Now, the other reason is energy. So with energy, increasing your skill and also doing high quality work, essentially utilizing the skill, takes a ton of energy, okay? It's very cognitively demanding. So if you're low energy, you're not actually going to be able to utilize any of the skill that you have. Therefore, it's pretty much wasted. And therefore, you can't get high quality work and your business won't grow. So energy is if we imagine our container, right? And it's filled with water, and then we have the engine over here, which is your brain. Energy is the pipe that brings the water to the engine, okay? If you're low energy, it means that this pipe is clogged up and the water can't get to the engine. We want to be high energy so that the pipe is clear and the water can get to the engine freely and we can utilize our skill to the max. And then the third reason that you have low skill is that you don't prioritize improving the container. So yeah, it's pretty simple, right? If your skill is dictated by the size of your container and the volume of water in the container, You either have low skill because you're new to the game, you don't have a lot of time, therefore, obviously you're not going to have high skill, or you have low energy so that you're not able to utilize the water in the container and you're not able to utilize the skill that you have, or it's because you don't actually just prioritize improving the container. You don't prioritize improving your knowledge or practicing, or both. And so if you want to improve your skill, there is 3 things you can do, right? To improve skill, we need to stay in the game. Pretty obvious, pretty simple. We need to be in the game for a long amount of time to build up the size of the container and add water to it so that we can have more skill. There is no substitute for time. There's no replacing this factor of staying in the game and doing things for a long period of time to get good. It does just take a long time. You can't expect to be good in a week. You can't expect to have high level of skill the first time you ever do anything. It's like me. I've never played a game of basketball in my life. It's not that big a sport in Northern Ireland. So it's like me playing a 1v1 with Michael Jordan and then being fucking pissed off and surprised that I lost. I haven't played it before. I'm new to the game. Of course I'm going to lose. So really, one of the best solutions to improving skill is to just stay in the game, keep showing up. And I mean, give it time, not weeks, not months, years. It takes years to get good. Most of success takes a minimum of 5 years of daily effort. There are some exceptions where they'll see success in 1 year or 2 years. Most of the time it'll take 5 years, if not 10 years. So just stay in the damn game, okay? Now, the second thing you can do to improve skill is optimize your energy. So this is so that you can actually utilize the skill that you have. If you have high energy, you can put more effort into the tasks and actually utilize the skill better and therefore get higher quality work and grow your business better. To optimize your energy, there's pretty much 3 areas that you need to focus on. If you optimize these areas, you'll have amazing energy. So, there's sleep. Get 8 hours of sleep at least. I have a whole video coming out on how to optimize sleep next week. So, check it out. No caffeine 10 hours before bed. No food within 3 hours of going to sleep. No screens 1 hour before going to bed, and get morning sunlight, okay? Real quick summary of optimizing sleep. Second area is nutrition. So, in nutrition, you want at least 90% of your calories coming from good, clean, whole foods. So single ingredient foods. An apple is 1 ingredient, a steak is 1 ingredient, an Oreo is 20 ingredients. So we want to stick to single ingredient foods. We want to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. We want to avoid carbs until the evening time if you're going to eat them at all, because we don't want our energy levels to be influenced by insulin and sugars and all the rest. The other thing would be no food, so intermittent fast until after your important tasks, and drink a shit ton of water. The third area for energy would be movement, so move and sweat daily, lift heavy weights 3 to 5 times a week. Pretty simple, okay? They're way too in-depth to be going into in this video. It's already a pretty long video, so I will save them for another video. If you want me to cover them, let me know in the comments below. Now, the last thing you can do to improve your skill is daily practice and learning. So if the key limiting factors in your level of skill are the size of the container and the amount of water in the container, we want to improve them. The way we improve them is through learning to increase the size of the container and through practice to add water into that container. And really we want to work on these 2 things every single day. You should be doing them already. If you're not, it explains why you have a low level of skill. But if you're doing them, keep doing them. Learn through books, podcasts, mentors, coaching, courses, and all the rest to increase the size of your container. I highly recommend getting coaching. It'll speed everything up. The more money I spend on coaching, the more money I make consistently. Like, I've spent over $20,000 this year on coaching, and every time I do it, my income increases and my business grows. This isn't a pitch or me saying this just because I run a coaching company, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to tell you what's helped me the most. You should read books, but I would recommend reading obscure books that nobody else reads, and not just your typical business books. Obviously, read them too, read your typical business books as well, but also read books that are a bit more obscure and teaches you about human nature and how humans work. Read about ancient empires, read about biographies from world leaders and highly successful people. Read anything by Dostoevsky, Nietzsche, Carl Jung. Read your business books 100%, but read obscure books that most people don't read, because those books will teach you about humans and how humans work and human nature. And if you learn about humans and how humans work, you'll find business a lot easier. So that's obviously how you improve learning with practice. You should be doing this anyway, because you should be working on building your business. Obviously you're trying to build it, so you should be doing practice every single day. But practice your damn craft every single day. You know, if you run a lead gen agency, practice getting leads. If you run a video editing, freelancing offer, practice video editing every day. If whatever you do in your business, practice it every single day. Obsess over the details and do everything to a standard that makes you proud. Okay, don't listen to this here perfectionism is bullshit idea. Perfectionism is how you make something great. Just don't let it hold you back from shipping, but obsess over the details. Do everything to a standard that you'd be proud of, because a lot of entrepreneurs could change their business and their life overnight if they just did everything in their business to a standard that they were proud of. That is not a joke. When there are people out there who you are competing against who won't settle for anything less than their best, if you do settle for less than your best, you're going to lose. Set standards in every area of your life. Do this during your manifesto. That's a great way to place your standards and write about your standards that you don't want to waver from. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Your business, if you want to grow it, you need higher quality work, which requires higher level of skill. Okay. Now, if we want to improve our skill, we went over this, but if we want to improve our skill, we want time, we want energy, and we want practice, and we want learning. But what you'll notice about your skill is that your skill and the things you have to do to improve your skill are just actions and decisions. Actions and decisions are dictated by your paradigm. Your paradigm is dictated by your beliefs. Hence, to improve your business, you have to go back to your beliefs and improve your beliefs. Because if you don't improve your beliefs, you won't improve your paradigm. Therefore, you won't improve your actions and decisions. You won't improve your skill, and you won't improve your business. Now, of course, we went over this earlier, but if you want to improve your paradigm and your beliefs, you need to use the reprogramming protocol that we covered earlier. But once you cover your reprogramming protocol, you will rewire your beliefs, you will rewire your paradigm, you will change the actions and decisions that you can make, changing your skill level and growing your business. Imagine you had a paradigm which included a fear of failure. What that would result in is you're going to spend all day learning, which, you know, learning's great, you need to do it, but you also need to apply it. Remember, you need to actually fill that container with water. And if you have a fear of failure, you spend all day learning, because you can't fail when you learn. You can only fail when you enter the arena and take action. By learning all day, never taking action, you never enter the arena, okay? Or you will, never commit to one goal. You'll always be chasing, 5 or 6 different goals. So your fear of failure causes you to spend all day learning, therefore never actually entering the arena, because you're trying not to fail. But by never entering the arena, you do fail, okay? Same with never committing to one goal. If your fear of failure causes you to never commit to one goal, it does that because diversifying, not putting all your eggs in one basket, makes it seem like you're less likely to fail, but you're actually more likely to fail, okay? So your fear of failure does both these things, which causes only one thing: low skill, because you're diluting your efforts and you're never actually practicing. Hence, low skill means business doesn't grow. If you don't change your beliefs and paradigm using the reprogramming protocol, you're never going to change the actions and decisions you make, okay? You'll continue to spend all day learning, you'll never commit to one goal, hence you'll have low skill, because you'll not have the time, energy, practice, or learning to improve your skill, hence your business will not grow, okay? So, where's my rubber? Here it is. In essence, okay? Marketing strategies, funnels, new offers, business models, copywriting techniques, anything, right? They do not work if you are limited by your beliefs, by your paradigm and beliefs about yourself and the world. And in order to grow your business, so that the marketing strategies, funnels, offers, business models, whatever you're trying work, you have to change and upgrade your skill, which requires you to upgrade your actions and decisions, which requires you to completely rewire your paradigm and beliefs. And if you really want to become a better entrepreneur, you need to find business easy. So check out this video here to find out exactly how to do that.